part of what I'm going to bring up has been touched on, but I don't think we can highlight it enough. What is the main driver for the unfunded liability in both of the systems?
Well, for us, the 43% was to deferred employer payments, employer contributions. 41% was to investment performance. I believe it was about 14% then was for benefits that were granted that weren't pre-funded, and then 2% was for experience differences. You know, people maybe living longer in retirement or differences.
Yeah.
And those sorts of things.
The major cost, one of the major costs, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is lack of employer payment.
Yes.
Which in layman's terms means the state didn't pay its obligation, right?
Yes, yes, states and for us, schools.
Employers continued to pay, or employees rather continued to pay. So the workers paid their obligation. The state did not pay its obligation, right? And that's the major culprit for the unfunded liability. And I get it, it's hard. As a local elected official, I sat on my township's budget committee, and we had public employees that we owe pensions to, and I'm proud to say that by the time my 8 years were up, our pension liability was between 75 and 80%, our funded liability, or our funded ratio rather. So you have to make really hard choices in this work. And so we are now paying our obligation, correct?
You are. Thank you. Yes, you are.
Okay.
This would be the 8th year, so absolutely making a difference.
Thank you. So, and I say all that to say, again, I want to highlight the workers held up their end of the bargain. They paid it. And so something that some of my colleagues addressed, those Act 9 employees that retired in the 90s, the biggest reason why they need a cost of living adjustment is because when they retired then, the cost of goods and services has increased about 50% since they retired, right? They are literally being asked every day to do more with less, right? And so what we should have done, we made a mistake. The state made a mistake by not paying its obligation. And what we should have been doing, rather than deferring a COLA since 2002, what we should have been doing is paying COLAs in incremental rates over a several-year period, so a COLA every 5 years or so. So now we have big, scary numbers like $3 billion, which if we had just paid a COLA incrementally over time, the obligation would not have been nearly as large. And I will conclude my remarks by saying we as sitting legislators get an automatic cost of living adjustment every single year. Retired public servants deserve the exact same.